Welcome back to the channel, and as we're heading into the new year, I thought I'd give out some of my best selections for the Cheltenham Festival, which will come on soon enough. Starting off with the big guys, and I'm a big fan of Album Photo in this. I'm shocked that he was 20 to 1 in the betting until yesterday when he was confirmed to run. He's shortened to around 16 to 1 in places, but I still think this is a massive price for a horse that's won the Gold Cup twice, was third in it last year, and in its third last year it wasn't the best run. He didn't jump with much fluency, and I think that's because he only had one run on Tramor, which is running tomorrow again. I think with Willie Mullins has been vocal, he does want to race him a bit more this season. If he can win at Tramor on New Year's Day, I think if he has another assignment maybe in February, he could be primed for the Gold Cup, and I think he's a massive player in this race. I'm surprised he's been overlooked. He's only a 9-year-old, this horse, turning 10, but I still think he has the class and he's lightly raced. It's not as if he's had loads of battles over the years. He has been very lightly raced. His Gold Cup third was impressive, and then he went on to finish second back in Ireland. That was also a very creditable run. I think if he's primed for this race this year, jumps better, then I think he's a very big player at around 16 to 1 in the betting. Considering some of the other horses in the betting who beat him last year have disappointed since. Both Manila, Indo and A Plus Tard have been beaten since, and I think Album Photo's only the price he is because he hasn't run this season. As soon as he gets that run under his belt, I think he'll be a lot shorter and also a big player in the Gold Cup. Moving on to the Triumph Hurdle, and a horse that I've been pretty sweet on for a long time is Porticello. Now, this horse won impressively at Chepstow in the Coral Juvenile Hurdle. He's shortened to 10 to 1 in the betting, so that's probably the best price you'd get. I'm on at 20 to 1, but I still think there's value in this horse. He has a freakish nature about him. He reminds me of Goshen a bit in his first season hurdling. Now, he might be a tricky ride, but he does have that freakish ability, and he's got a high cruising speed, and he could be a very big threat to Fildor, who's 11 to 4 favourite in this race, who as well is very impressive on soft ground. I think both need soft ground, but I think it'd be a very intriguing contest, and I think Porticello is the one I'd back at the prices. Moving on to the Supreme, and I like 3 Stripe Life in this race, who was, again, I took the value early on in the season, around 25 to 1. He's now 16 to 1 after finishing second the other day in Guided Company. That was a very good run, and I think back in the Supreme it's going to be a fiercely run contest, I believe. And I think he just will love staying up that Cheltenham Hill, and I think he will be outstaying a few of them late on. I think looking back to the Champion Bumper, he was placed in that, he ran very well in that. Cheltenham obviously suits him, and I think this horse could run a very big race. He might step up to the Ballymore distance, it's hard to tell, but judging on the fact that he's had 2 runs at 2 miles now, I think he might just have one more at 2 miles and then head into Cheltenham. He's currently 16 to 1 in the betting for that, and there's of course some very exciting horses short in the betting if you look at John Bonanza, Gerhard. But apart from that, I think he could run into a place, or even better, to be honest. And my final selection comes in the Mares Novice, and it's in the form of LS Bell, who does have form with John Bon. She took on the boys for the first time at Ascot after winning impressively at Newbury. I think that was a very good run, and the slowly run race didn't suit her. She needs a thorough test over 2 miles, and if she gets that in this race, she'll like going up the Cheltenham Hill. And I think at 7 to 1, although short in the betting at this point, I think this horse does have some star quality, and against some mares that maybe don't set the standard too high, bar a few coming over from Ireland, it could run a massive race at around 7 to 1 in the betting. So they're my selections. Again, I'll just run through them one more time. Album Photo for the Gold Cup at 20s, Porticello for the Triumph at 10s, 16 to 1 for the 3 Stripe Life in the Supreme, and 7 to 1 LS de Bell in the Mares Novice Hurdle. I hope you enjoyed that video, and comment below any very good bets you have for Cheltenham at this early stage.